Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, welcome back. Welcome to Cloud and DevOps Batch 58. Before I start the session, I just want to give a quick recap on what's being covered in the previous session. Previous session, we are trying to build a network as per our needs. And as a part of that, we have created a subnet, 10 series network, and which has 65,000 IPs. And among all, we just utilized 256 IPs in 6 subnets, where first subnet contains web, and second subnet contains app, and third subnet contains database. So this is how we have classified them. Okay. So what we are going to do is we would like to create the subnets and all these things. Also, mentioned that I'll fix backlog items, right? So what are the backlog? Fix the Argo CD and the create and sync the Go CD server. Both I didn't get a chance to fix. Just excuse me for 1 or 2 days. I'll just get that. And second item is yesterday's video is taking a lot of time to process. Okay. I'll just sort that today. All right. So let's proceed. So today, what I would like to do is I would like to start from creating the subnet again. Okay. So yesterday, what the code says just to create this, right? So here, let's proceed from there. Okay. Before I proceed further, anyone have any questions? Can someone confirm, am I audible? Girisha, Harish, Mridula, Shailaja, Srilata, Vikram. Any
Yes,
questions,
ma'am.
guys?
No, Manoj.
Any
No, Manoj.
questions? I'll take a pause to take up any questions if anyone has. Any questions, anyone? One more time. All right. So also, I would like to create VPC tags going forward. So VPC tags is equal to watch var dot tags. Okay. Var dot hyphen env. Okay. So just like the VPC and all. That's it. Nothing else. All right. That's it. So let's try to publish it and see how it goes. Var dot tags. Let me publish the code. CD to module VPC. Okay. CD to expense create. Okay. It's going to create the infrastructure. Oh, I forget to start the vault. It will fail. Let me try to start. Just a moment. It should be starting quick. Just a moment. Let me start this. Just a moment. Starting. Go to vault. Now try to run it. It's going to get. And also you saw yesterday var.env exception is coming up, right? I just deleted everything. I deleted the cache and rerun it. It worked. Okay. We didn't do any changes. All right. And this is it. Tags all. Why tags and tags all? What the hell? What is this tags all? Okay, let me go here and try to say it. Why it don't have a name? I want to have a name for my VPC. Okay. VPC tags. Tags is equal to local dot VPC tags. Local dot VPC tags. So var dot tags. Why two things are coming up? Then why it is not coming? What was missing? This is what it is, okay? Var dot tags. This one you need to say local dot tags, right? So here tags will get all these things. Now you need to just say local dot tags. This is what I was missing. Okay, now we'll get it. And the time yesterday has someone has asked earlier it used to take a very quick time. Now why it is taking time? It depends on the number of infrastructure that we have. That also matters. Okay. Why it is not coming? I'm expecting. This is a this is a blunder. Okay, name, right? That's it. Okay, I get it. It will work. Once the VPC creation is completed, next we'll go with creation of subnets. Let's see how it goes. Okay, perfect. Now, can you see this? It's a caching mistake. Name will be VPC. Perfect. And these tags are also coming up. So let's see. Now you can go to the tags. Can you see this? A lot of tags are up. Okay. So the name is the VPC and lot of tags. Module name. So this is very important. If you want to know from which module the resource is created, this is some very common practice we follow. And BU ecom, it's the VPC created with Terraform and project name is XM. This is very, 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 very important. Okay. I am repeating. Next. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Okay. Tags are very important. That's the reason I'm just stressing a little bit. Any other questions, anyone? All right, let's proceed with subnets, okay? So let's go with subnets. VPC dot here. Subnets. Okay, now you need to have a subnet. AWS VPC subnet. Okay, this is the subnet we want, and this subnet is for web, right? And AWS VPC.main.id, and the CIDR block, we don't want to give it like this, okay? Let's give this app db. Okay, so this is what we want. And see here, how many subnets do we need to create? Just by looking at this, how many web subnets do we need to create? Anyone? How many web subnets do we need to create? Anyone? Anyone who is interested to answer? How many web subnets do we need to create? Anyone? Anyone? How many subnets, web subnets are we creating? How many app subnets are we creating? How many database
Two,
subnets are we creating?
Manoj.
Perfect.
Two. Yes. Hi Manoj, I think you are on mute.
Can you confirm me now? Anyone? Am I audible? I just reconnected my audio. Anyone?
Yes, Manoj, audible.
Okay, for some reason I just lost the connection. I'm just making sure. Can anyone speak one more time?
Yes, that is
Yes,
fine.
Manoj, you're audible.
Okay, all right. Let's proceed, okay? So this is what. So we need to make sure, okay? So we write the code once, but based on the number of CADR blocks that we supply, I need to create those many subnets. If you look at this, okay, if I decide to create 3 or 4 subnets for web, I don't have to touch the code. If I have given 2 subnets, it should pick automatically. That means the number of subnets should be based on okay, based on how you have given. Okay, so this is something we already know. Okay, count is equal to length of var dot.
Manoj, we can see your Miro board only.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So count is equal to, see, this, I want to make sure based on the number of subnet CIDRs we supply, we need to create those many subnets. So count is equal to var dot web subnet CIDR. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, count is equal to length of added subnet CIDR and then CIDR block. This one, app, database subnet CIDR. Okay, that's it. And these values are also something we need to pick from elsewhere. Okay. All right. So we have this, we have them in place. The value of this will be 2. And here, okay, this is iteration, 0th iteration, first iteration. So this will be first element and second element. Okay. How to give is something we already know, right? How to do this. So this will be var dot, okay, web CIDR, okay, var dot CIDR counter dot index. Okay. Web app, this one. So var dot database subnets here, var dot this, and tags. Tags, okay, tags. What I want to do is I just want to make sure I don't do all this. Local dot web subnet tags. Okay, we'll supply accordingly. All right, local dot. This, now we also need to supply these values. So where do we supply this? Let's go ahead and try to supply it. So where are we supplying them? So we are supplying them here. So go to the locals.tf, the locals.tf. Let's start supplying it. Okay, again, so the advantage it is you don't have to go and mention, okay, this n number of times. You just mention it var dot tags and everything is underneath it. So game over. Okay, that's the simplest thing. So var dot subnet tags is equal to, okay, merge. That's it, merge local dot tags name is equal to dev web hyphen subnet. That's it. Likewise, we also have to create it for, all right, that's it. So we have everything. Okay, all right. So let's try to publish it. Next, it's availability zone. So here I should be very vocal about where to create. Okay, so my infrastructure should be created. Okay, one subnet. If I say two subnets, one subnet should be created here. Second subnet should be created here. And if I say three subnets, first subnet should be created here. Second subnet should be created here, and third subnet should be created here. So availability zone should I should be very much specific. So how do I do it? Yeah, availability zone or availability zone ID. Anything is fine. Come here, and if you don't mention it, what will happen? It creates wherever it wants. Okay. This information also we'd like to supply it. So how can we supply it? Okay, just say go to this place. Okay, let's try to say availability zones. Okay, so AZ is equal to US East 1A and US East 1B. Okay, you can go here and see it. And then right now US East 1A ES East 1B. These are the two I want. US-East 1A and US-East 1B. Okay, in your company, you'll decide, okay, which region you want to create. You'll stick to that only. Yes. All right, TF module VPC. Now all this we need to supply it inside it. Let's make sure whether we have it or not in the main file. Okay, so tax AGS is equal to okay, and let's try to declare it as a variable. Mm. So you already declared VPC, so you don't have to declare it again and again. That's the beauty of it. You already declared it. Expense Terraform. Done. And go to TF module VPC inside the subnets. AGS is equal to, we already declared it. Go to the TF module VPC, variable AGS. Okay. Since the variable is declared there, you also need to declare it here. Done. So variable AGS, and this will be okay. That's it. So when it is running for the first time, it will be first region, and second time it will be second region. That's all. So app web main, that's it. And where this should create 3 subnets. Okay. So let's try to see whether it works or not. Let's wait. Why? Dot ATS. Why is complaining? I declared. Where did you declare? ES East 1 and ES East 1B. Didn't I declare, guys? Not. Yeah. ABS is equal to ES East 1 and ES East 1B. I declared it, and at the same time, I also go to the main file, and in the main file also, I have declared the AGS is equal to var dot. Okay, AGS is equal to each dot. Yeah, previous. And then variable says this. Yes, I declare. Uh, Not here, sorry. Availability zone is equal to var dot AGS of count dot index. Okay, then I think of what is stopping. What is talking? Why it's not working? Perfect. Let's cache. We should create the subnets to database subnets. Okay, if you see this, see, this is the advantage. Everything will be clear. It comes to know whether you are creating app subnet or this subnet, and all these things should be pretty much clear. Okay, that is the advantage of it. So, yeah. So, web subnet, dev web subnet, dev web subnet. Perfect. Okay, fine. So, yeah. Any questions so far, anyone? Any questions? So next thing is we need to create the route tables. Okay, so we are already aware of it. So these subnets don't have any sort of route tables. Let's refresh. You should be able to see the other subnets, dev subnet, but these subnets are not having any sort of okay association. Okay, so this don't have any sort of route table, which is the default route table, and at the same time they are not associated with any subnet. Okay, so these route tables should be created and should be associated with the subnets. So let's try to create the route tables. So how do you create a route table? Let's do it. Okay, so we know how to create a route table. Let's create a route table. Also, we need to have peering connection between these two VPCs, right? So let's try to deal that as well, okay? VPC peering, AWS, Terraform. So let's go ahead and try to create it with subnets, VPC peering. So always recommended you create them independently, main and peer owner ID. So var dot peer owner ID. So we need to declare it var dot. Let's extract this. Okay. So peer VPC ID. VPC ID is nothing but the one which we have created, which is nothing but main. But the other peer VPC ID. Okay, this is something we need to get it dynamically. Okay, so here I want to do the VPC peering with the default VPC. So if you want to get that, we need to get the data source of it. Okay, and let's do it. Okay, but it is asking about owner ID, right? Peer owner ID. Uh, so owner ID is nothing but this account number. So how do you get it? I think there is something called as account number, that account number, Terraform, data AWS. Yeah, caller identity. So use this data source. So this data source, using this, we can get the information. Okay. So let me try to get this. So this is data source, right? We go ahead and try to put it in the data source. So here I would like to get the information. So here, it should go here. So here and on the peering.com, we need to mention it. Okay, peer account owner ID. Okay, so here using this, you can get the ID, account ID. So that means data dot AWS caller ID dot ID. That's it. Now peer VPC ID. So this is nothing but the identifier ID of your default VPC. So what I can do is default. Okay, so you can say default VPC ID. Var dot default VPC ID. So let's try to get the information, and for that we're going to declare it elsewhere, right? Var dot default VPC dot ID. So let's try to declare it. So along with this, okay, we should know default VPC ID, default VPC route table, and default VPC CID. So let's try to declare all of them together. Okay? So here, inside the VPC itself, let's try to apply default VPC ID. Default. Okay, so let's try to apply. Okay, since these are already existing resources, I'll just hard code them. You can get it. So default VPC ID. Next area. VPC table. So the default VPC route table is nothing but where all our route tables are residing. So here, and this is a default VPC route table. You can also go and check, okay, where our instance is running. You can come here and see our workstation is here. And under the workstation, we go to the networking. And in the networking, you can see subnet 2, and subnet 2 is associated with this route table, and this is a route table, and this is a route table ID. Get this. This is a route table ID. Now, we have all this information, correct? Now, what you need to do is just need to go and try to declare it. If you have this information here, variables are declared here. Okay, now what's next? So we need to declare them, and we declared them. Now let's go to the module. Let's try to declare all of them. What? Mhm. I'm just applying this value, and the value of this is this. All right. That's it. Okay. Now we also need to declare these values in the backend. All these three. Done. Okay. So these are also created. Now let's try to go ahead and try to mention it. Now go here and appearing. Okay. Now if you see this came up. Now let's try to, and again, once this peering is connected, let's see. Okay, how it was. Here's not really easy. Expense Terraform. Very good. Correct. There's an argument name default VPC is not expected here. Okay. Let me delete the cache. If you have any questions at any point of time, Don't be hesitant. Just post your questions. You can see that the peering is created. You should be able to see them. We can see peering. Okay. If you see this, it is in the pending state. But since both of them are in a single place, I want this to be auto accepted. Okay. So for that, we have already have something called as peering. Yeah. Auto accept is equal to true. Because by default it is false. Then okay, now it's pushed. Auto accept is equal to true. Now, if you try to run it, it will do the peering automatically. Let's try to run it. Okay. Next is we need to create the route tables. Okay. So let's try to go ahead and create the route table. Okay. Now this is done. Okay. So peering connection is accepted. I'll go here and try to see whether peering connection is in place or not. You should be able to see it. Now the next thing is here in the default VPC route table. Okay. So what I want is I want what is the route that I'm expecting? The route I'm expecting is then go to a vector table. I just want to add it's not 16. Then it should go the peering connection to be added. What is the peering connection? Okay, I don't want to save it because I want to do it grammatically. Okay, for that we need to add a route. AWS route. Okay, you can add a route in the existing route table. Uh, so we need to add the route. Then go to the route table. So we need to have any difference with the route.
Manoj, hello.
Please tell me.
Yes, I am not getting your voice clear actually.
Is it? How about now?
Yeah, now it is fine. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So here I want to add a route to the default. This one, and the router where is where the default VPC table. And what is the route I would like to add? Okay, I would like to add the route table of the our VPC CIDR block. Okay. So in the default VPC table, okay, that's it. And either connection ID, AWS, ID. So in the default VPC, you will get the sensitive. Let's see whether it works. Okay. So it's adding a route in an existing route table. Okay, nothing there. That's very you should be able to see the route. That's very correct. There we are. And you should be able to see the country. Time series is related. Okay. Any questions on this so far? Any question? Good question. Okay. Now you can see the route. The next thing is we also need to create the route tables, right? And the security. Okay. First, what we can do is let's try to see whether we can access the route. Okay. For now, any questions, anyone? All right. Now let's try to create the route tables. Okay. So let's try to create the route tables for web, app, and database, and then we can add the routes. Let's go ahead and try to add the route table. Okay. Well, the name of the route table I already called is it should be created in the route ID, then routes. So tags, we talked about it. So CADF block. I want to see some peering connection level. So when we create a peering connection, can we add a peering connection? Peering connection. So all these you should be knowing it because we did it multiple times. Okay, not multiple times, two times we have seen AWS peering connection. Right? And where it should be created, CIDR block is equal to, okay? And I want to add a route. If anyone wants to go out, they should use it to add dot default VPC CIDR. That's it. Now, should be good. Mm, this is a web route table. But once this web route table is created, we also need to create the same for the app route table, right? So, the route table. So for all these three also, we have to create it. Okay. The next thing is, these are the route tables that will be created, but they should also have its names. Now, if these are created, they should also be associated, right? These are not associated if you see. Okay. So yeah, it is creating 3 route tables: app, a web, and database. Again, we are not creating 2 web route tables, 2 app route tables, and 2 database route tables. Okay, for easy demonstration, refresh, you should be able to see 3 more route tables, but which one is which, we don't know. Okay, so there are no tags associated, and routes, it's added, but it is not associated with any subnet. Okay, among all these, it's not associated with any subnets. Okay, web route table should be associated with web subnets. App subnet should be associated with the app route tables, and database route table should be associated with the database route tables. Okay. For that also we have something called as association. AWS route table association. Okay, you can mention, hey, associate. Okay, we can do it. Okay, so this creates web subnet. Okay, creates web route table association. Okay, so I just want to call it as a web. Okay, and the subnet IDs are going to be, and this is going to be running 2 times, right? Count is equal to length of AWS subnet dot, this is web, right? Start dot ID. All these things we've seen, all these things we have already seen, so we are not talking much details. Okay, and AWS subnet dot route table ID, right? AWS route table dot web. Okay, we're talking about web, and AWS subnet dot web dot. Okay, comma count dot index. All right, so subnet ID is equal to this, so this association is going to enable. See, if you follow proper naming standards, coding will always be easy. Okay. So associations will be in place. So always you have to go step by step, step by step, step by step. If you do multiple things at a time, nothing will work. Okay. Always you need to take an iteration, check, test, working or not, then move. Okay. I can write everything and can run it one time and things will say, okay, working, but we will not understand anything. Okay. So yeah, let's see whether the association is going through or not. But one thing we missed, we are not adding tags. Okay. Let's do that as well. Okay. It's completed. Okay. Now go ahead and try to see it. Okay. You take this subnets. See, this route table is associated with two subnets. This route table is associated with two subnets, and this is associated with two subnets. You can clearly see. Okay. Can you see this? Dev subnets are associated with this, and web subnets are associated, database subnets are associated with this, and you can also see web subnets are associated with this. Okay, and this is app subnets. All right, but names are something we haven't dealt. We will see that. All right. Did we miss anything? Another important thing is, okay, we haven't created an internet gateway, correct? So all the communication will go through internet gateway. So let's try to create an internet gateway. Okay. So internet gateway I need to create, and let's try to create an internet gateway. Okay. So AWS internet. Let's create an internet gateway. Okay. And I just call it the internet gateway. And so VPC ID tags will create the tags later. Okay. So let's try to create an internet gateway. And once internet gateway is created in the web route table, I would like to add the route. Okay. So in the web route table, I would like to add a route. Okay. While creating itself, we can add a route. Okay. And this one is gateway, right? So the head of this. Okay, maybe I'll say AWS route Terraform. How can I mention gateway? Yeah, gateway underscore ID. Gateway is equal to. Okay, we are adding a route. Okay, AWS internet gateway dot ID. That's it. Now this route will be added into that. Okay. All right. Now also add the tags for the route tables. And if you look at this, route tables don't have tags. They are not looking good. So let's try to add the tags as well. So tags, right? Tags is equal to local dot web. And likewise, okay, database route table tags, WebRT tags. So go to the locals. Okay, its local dots name is equal to app.env WebRT. Dev WebRT. That's it. Okay, all the tags will be there. Okay, the advantage is we don't have to worry much. Okay, so all the information, all the tags, everything will be in place properly and promptly. Okay, so the next thing, anything else? Okay, route table tags name tag. That should be it. Go to the route tables. See if there is any mistake, it points. Okay. Perfect. Anything else? Anything else? Internet gateway, I didn't add the tags, right? Let's try to add the tags for internet gateway as well. Okay. Yeah, so here, dev by GW. That's it. Okay. All the tags, everything are in place. Now you should get everything what is needed. Okay. Okay. Now you should be able to see they will be having names. Okay. Required plugins are not installed. Unclosed configuration. Okay. So AWS Internet Gateway, there is an issue. Yeah, I accidentally deleted it. Yeah, that's a syntax mistake. Let's wait for it. Perfect. Want to add 3D chain? Awesome. Okay, you can go and see. You should be able to see the names. Can you see this? Dev app route table, dev database route table, dev web route table. Why the other one didn't come up? Why web didn't come up? With battery tags. The battery tags. Maybe it's taking time. Let's wait for it. It should come up. Okay. Let's wait. You should also be able to see the internet gateway coming up. Can you see this dev internet gateway? You select it, it has all the tags. Okay, it is created by this module. Name is dev IGW. Okay, let's wait for it. Usually, internet gateway takes a little time to come up. Let's wait. Meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, just feel free to ask your questions. Let me grab some water. Perfect. Yeah. So it's created now. Yeah, this is also routed, right? Now let's go ahead and try to see route tables. Other should also be coming up. Yeah, perfect. Now let's try to see the tags. Okay. If you see, if someone wants to query the information, these tags are very much helpful, by the way. Okay. If someone wants to do some changes, okay, they come to know, okay, it is created with Terraform. So I should be very careful. I should not change any property. Okay. That helps a very important role in determining it. Okay. Now let's try to see another important thing for these route tables. mm, what all routes are added? Yeah, 172 series is also added. Okay, perfect. Now let's try to SSH. Let's try to launch any machine and see. Okay, but that one also I would like to do it through code only. Okay. Uh, because I just want to test it. Okay, for that I need this one. Okay, I just want to create a Terraform instance. Okay, no complications, nothing. Should be very straight. Okay, I have instance AMI is equal to. Okay, T3 micro, and it's a hello world server and security group. Terraform, I think Terraform basically. Um, yeah, this should be fine. That's very security group. Come on. Okay. I'm not able to find it. Let me try to build it myself. Okay. Security group ID is. VPC security group. Let's create a security group, AWS security group. Because if I don't create it manually, if I create it manually, I need to delete it manually, which I don't want. Okay, AWS security group. This creates a security group. Allows private. Okay, and this is taxes allow TLS. Next route tables, ingress and egress. Egress, this is this. Ingress. Egress. Ingress, yeah. Okay. Uh, so I'll just say port number 22. So it's SSH. Guys, if you don't speak, if you have any questions, we'll miss a lot. Okay. So let me take a pause. Anyone have any questions, by the way, before I proceed? Anyone? Okay, I'll take it as no questions. And this should be live from anywhere. I just don't want any here. such. What should be it? AWS secure is equal to just for my interest, okay? I don't want to create anything manually. That's the idea. And I also need to mention where it has to create. If not, it will create anywhere. Okay, that's also totally fine. Okay, so let's publish it. Okay, this creates a instance on the top of the VPC that we have created on the top of any subnet. I should be able to connect. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay. Again, it won't be having any sort of public IP address. Okay. Even if it has, I don't care. Okay. All I care is whether from 172 series network, whether it can connect to the intended machine or not. That means this is what I'm interested about. Okay. If I try to make an SSH from my Bastion host to any of the server here or here or here or here using private IP, it should work. That means some 172 series to 10 series, it should work. Okay. That's the idea. Okay. Security group. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So VPC ID is equal to this. Let's say, what was that? Security group and subnet. Is it? I don't think so. I don't agree to it. Okay, VPC area is equal to. Okay, let's be specific. Okay, subnet ID is equal to. This subnet dot. Let's try to create in the app. Okay, dot start dot ID. I just want to create in the first subnet. Okay, this is just to test. Okay, nothing else. Okay, I'll just discard it soon. All I want is I want to make sure whether I can connect to that machine using a private IP or not. Whether that machine can connect to the public network or not is a secondary thing, but for now I would like to check it. Let's see. Let's wait. That machine is created. Hello world. And if you see this, it don't have public IP, it only have private IP. Let me try to SSH to it. And let this come up. Let's wait for the completely. Okay, connection refused. Connection refused is interesting. Okay, that means we are able to reach to the server. Server is denying. That's fine. Okay, the server is still coming up. Perfect. Can you see this? It's connected. So we should also be able to SSH. If you look at this from 172 series to 10 series, okay? 172 series to 10 series. It works. Okay. So let's try, let's wait. And this machine don't have. And if you try to make a google.com, obviously it will not work. Can anyone tell me why ping google.com don't work? So obviously these machines don't have access to the internet. But if these machines wants to talk to the internet, but if these machines want to download a package, or these machines want to go through the package management, what is the solution? Okay. See, these machines cannot be accessed from the internet. Okay. So from outsiders, if someone wants to come and access, they cannot. But if I want to, if these machines wants to talk to the internet, how can they talk? Anyone? Anyone interested? Mahendra, Umded, Srilata, Shailaja, Rachit, Mridula, Mahendra,
Sir, we need to
Ayush.
create the NAT gateway for connect with private IP, sir. Hello.
Absolutely right. So where do I need to create? Either in the public, a web, app, or database. Where do I need to create the NAV gateway? Where do I need to create the
Uh,
NAV gateway?
we need to create the all servers.
Listen to the question. Where do you need to
Okay.
create the NAT gateway? The public
Okay.
or the
In
private?
the no in the in private itself, sir.
No. Did you practice or not? You already. Can you see this? If private machines wants to talk to the internet, they talk over the NAT gateway. NAT gateway can only be public if it is created in a subnet that has access to the internet. Now you tell me, where do I need to create a NAT gateway?
Yeah, in public itself.
Exactly. Okay. We also discussed there are two types of NAT gateways, right? So here we have to create the NAT gateway. Okay. So typically we can create two NAT gates like this. Okay. So if anyone from here wants to talk, they can talk by this. Okay. They can talk to this. All right. Same goes with this as well. But I cannot afford two NAT gateways here. Okay. So typically in organizations, we go with two NAT gateways, but here in the training, I go with single NAT gateway because it's a very costly component. I cannot afford these many NAT gateways. So I'll just go with this one. If anyone wants to talk, they go like this. All right. Any questions on this? So that's it. So we discuss these things, okay? I'll be rushing a little bit, okay? So we discuss this already. So let's try to create it. The NAT gateway. For that, we need to have a NAT gateway. So let's try to create a NAT gateway. So Any questions so far? Anyone? Any questions?
Yes, Manoj, hello.
Yes, please tell me. Yeah.
So Net Gateway will have some different policies what are allowed or like this. It will pass. It will pass all the traffic.
Okay, just for your information, this is not a brand new topic. Were you there in this session? Did you practice this?
No, actually.
Yeah, we discussed this for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Just please revisit it. Okay. We
Okay.
did this manually. Please. Okay, whatever the question you're asking, I discussed it for 2.5 hours. So I
Okay.
discussed about public, private, NATs. So just please revisit it. Okay. My sincere request.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because I know you're interested guy. I don't want to give a vague answer. Okay?
Yes.
Please revisit my sincere request. Okay. So let's try to create an app gateway. Don't take me wrong, okay?
Yes.
This is
No,
a
no.
covered topic, okay?
Yes.
Because I don't want
Yeah.
to waste time discussing that point one more time because we already discussed it, okay? Just sincerely request you to just revisit it.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Net gateway. Yeah, so this is how you create a NAT gateway. And NAT gateway is dependent on this. Perfect. Yes. Just call it as a gateways. And this needs an elastic IP, by the way. And this has to be on the top of any of the subnet. We'll see this. And this it's subnet, AWS subnet dot, web dot, AWS subnet dot, start ID of 0. And NAT gateway, local dot NBW dot. NBW dot events. Okay, and this is dependent on this. And this also needs elastic IP, AWS EAP. So we also need to create because this needs an elastic IP address. So one is VPC. The one is VPC. An instance, I'm not creating it for any instance. Okay, let's just keep it this way. And I also want to make sure this only creates after the creation of it. This way, this will only be created. Okay? This will only be created after the creation of internet gateway and EAP. So, and on the public route table and for the private route tables, we also need to mention this. Okay. So for the app and web, we also need to add a route saying that if anyone wants to talk to the internet, should be NAT gateway. How do we give it as a match? NAT gateway. Yeah, NAT gateway. This route we need to add it for go to app and database. View database. Go for app. That's it. Now they will have access to the internet. Right. Let's publish it. All right. How should be sorted? Let's wait for a couple of minutes. And also one more point. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. It's associated with navigator. All right. Let's wait. It's gonna take some time. Okay. Please bear with me. It says incorrect attributes. Okay. Data rating. This is not knowledge. Okay. It's gonna take time. Okay. There is no doubt in that. Just wait for it. Okay. It's still provisioning. Then table. You don't see it. The diary. You should be able to see it in some time after the creation of it. And if you see, EIP is created first and then NAT gateway was created because of the depends on. Take some time, okay? It is expected. So let's wait for a few minutes. Okay. Now we're here and let us see. The internet gateway and gateway should be able to see this in the middle state, but also have the vertical gateway. Okay, which is expected, and if you go to the table, the routes, okay. Yeah, perfect. Can you see this? If it wants to go to the internet, it will just now you to web. We won't be seeing it because it is already in the public. Okay, it has an internet gateway. So we go to the database and also see the route. Okay. Now if we try to go to the same SSH, okay, done. Now try to make a ping google.com, it will work. Okay. You can also install a package. So whatever we did 2 weeks back manually, we achieved it with Terraform. Okay. Now, if I want to destroy everything, I don't have to worry about okay, deletion, which to delete first, which security, which to be deleted next. Okay. It goes smoothly. Okay. That's my main agenda. All right. Okay. For some reason, you want to change the web instance to Apache instance. Okay. If you do this, you know what will happen? It destroys the instance. Okay. So I'm telling because of any reason, okay, I'm repeating one more time. Because of any reason, okay, if the name of the resource, Terraform resource changes because of any reason. Now, if you are intended to change this, for example, in your company you are using some word which is illegal down the line. So you want to change it. If you just change it here, you know what will happen is resource, it's going to be destroyed. Okay, one to destroy, one to change. Because as per Terraform, change is like you're changing this, okay, web to what you're changing it to, Apache. Okay. So if you want to overcome the situation, there is something called as move. Okay. You can amend the state. Okay. So this is a recent introduction, just 6 months or 1 year back. You can mention to Terraform saying that, hey, my resource this, please change it to this. That's it. Everywhere it will be sorted. The following list outlines, okay, but the move block programmatically changes the address of a resource. Okay. So this is a very nice thing which recently introduced by these guys. Okay. So add it, for example. So Terraform recorrects the state. Right? Is it right? Let's see what will happen. Now it says, okay, Terraform renames it without destroying it. Okay. So this is another thing. This is just to rename the Terraform. Okay. So this block programmatically changes the address of the resource. Okay. You don't see any restriction because you are programmatically changing the name of the resource in the state. Okay. If you see this, nothing is changing, but programmatically something is changing. But for you, nothing would change. All right. This is one thing. If you are interested, you can. All right. So typically in organizations, we see these things multiple times. So it should be helpful. All right. That's it. That's for today then. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow in the session. Thank you. Sign off. Bye. If you have any questions, you can stay on. If not, we are good. And today's session and yesterday's session still taking time. YouTube, I don't know why it's taking time. Okay, I'll get that sorted and we'll share it as early as possible. But today's recording, you'll get it soon. Okay, thank you. Signing off.